everybody! Hi y'all, welcome back to my channel. This is the Survivor's Guide to Life. I am Jessica Lang. I am a licensed marriage and family therapist, and this channel is all things related to trauma and mental health related topics. So without further ado, let's get started with today's topic. So New Year's is a time where people like to make big changes in their life and start working on their goals. Anything we've fallen off of doing, things we want to do better in life, are all fair game once the new year rolls around. For some people, it's all about losing weight. For others, it's learning how to love themselves and to accept who they are. And for the rest of us, it has something to do with gaining a new skill or a new hobby. Either way, New Year's always feels like a nice, fresh start. But even though New Year's feels like a fresh start, the truth is that change is really, really hard. For most of us, we get in for the first couple weeks, we're good on our new goals, we get up early, we break out the French book, whatever it is, we are determined that this year is going to be different than the next. And then suddenly things start to slowly change back to what they were before you decided you wanted to make big changes. And it happens to most of us almost every year, and this year you are determined to make things be different. So I'm here to help you on your journey to make things different for this year. One thing I kind of want to talk about, just to kind of help you understand why change is so hard, is that, well, the brain, gotta love it, really likes to conserve energy. In our early years, everything is new, and the brain spends all its time putting this new information in different categories, linking it up with different feelings. It all gets jumbled in there and put in different categories and compartments, and that's how things get sorted out. When you have typical development with little adverse experiences and no trauma, the new information comes in and it might make you feel a little bit uncomfortable, maybe even a little anxious, but it's just new information, it's novel, it doesn't signal the big threat, like watch out, protect yourself, your safety is at risk. But for those people who've experienced early trauma or just have had multiple traumas in their life, any kind of change or raise in anxiety, which happens when you make a change, signals the alarm bells. And the alarm bells is the threat, oh my gosh, safety, I gotta go protect myself. And that's the stress response system, otherwise known as the fight, flight, freeze response, kicking in. Brain floods your body with hormones, you engage in certain behaviors, and it's largely out of your control and happens like that. Stop. So how does this relate to just changing in the new year? Well, doing something different, actively changing parts of your life, actually kind of raises the same kind of alarm bells in a strange way. How it works is that it's the process. I don't know what I'm trying to say. I don't like that. Hold on. Yeah. So wait, how does this all kind of link in and go with change? I'm sure you're wondering. See, the thing is that the brain, like I said, likes to conserve energy. It doesn't like to do too much changing, and whatever you're comfortable doing, which is usually a behavior pattern or a place you've lived or what have you, that you've been in for a long period of time, that familiarity breeds a sense of safety because you know what to expect. It's predictability, and brain likes predictability. What makes the stress response kind of kick in is when things are unpredictable. So when you start to do any type of change, again, getting up early to go to the gym, or not eating that ice cream sundae when you've had a bad day, your brain starts to freak out and going, wait, what's going on? It's signaling stress and anxiety signals all throughout your brain because you're freaking out, trying to figure out, I don't like the way that sounds. Hold on. Fall back into old patterns are what we know. So how does this all kind of link together with trauma and stress response in the brain? Well, you see, we fall back into change is hard because when we're changing, we're actively doing something different. We're becoming unpredictable, and the brain likes what is something, likes predictable. It likes doing things that it's always done, even if that's a destructive pattern, because it's familiar. So we fall back into old patterns because the old patterns are what we know. And what we know makes us feel more comfortable and even makes us feel a sense of safety, even if the behavior or what we're engaging in is not safe behavior. I know it's kind of weird and contradictory, but stick with me. Patterns that make us feel, patterns that are predictable make us feel safe. What we don't know makes us feel anxious, and this anxiety can make us feel unsafe. So in order to make changes, So in order to make the changes we all want for the new year, we are going to have to actively fight against our own instincts to run, to hide, or to freeze. Okay. I know for myself, I have even struggled with fighting against my, what am I trying to say? I don't know. I know, I'm reading it and I'm like, what do I want to say? Let me just pause this because I don't know if I want to keep this. Now I feel like I don't know. So it's 8. We fall back into old patterns because the old patterns are what we know, even if they are not so good for us. And the smart part of the brain, the cortex, the top part, realizes this. The lower, more primitive parts, they don't really know that. And those parts, the limbic system, that's the emotional center of your brainstem, that's the part responsible for regulating kind of core features, your heartbeat, your respiration rate, like when to sweat, your temperature, etc., etc., etc. Those things are linked together. So when you feel a certain emotion, signals go through your brain, your hormones get released, and your body gets flooded, and the brainstem area goes into action. And the part just above it, the diencephalon, is the part that is more in control of kind of the motor movements, so the actual physical movements that you make. So those kick in, and the top part gets shut down, and you are just reacting on instinct, whatever that is for you. And it's based on individual experiences that you've had over the course of your life, starting even in utero. So tomorrow I'll talk a little bit more about kind of the brain and brain features, but today we're just going to stick with why change is so hard. The lower primitive parts of our brain, they don't do the thinking at all. So patterns that are predictable make us feel safe. What we don't know makes us feel anxious, and this anxiety can make us feel unsafe. So in order to make the changes we all want for the new year, we're going to have to actively push against our instincts to run, hide, freeze. Fight, flight, freeze. I'll use myself as an example. I don't know about for you, but 2018 was not a friend of mine. And part of it probably had to do with just moving, being in a new environment for the past 2 years, heading to the 3rd year. Everything just kind of got switched around for me, and I was feeling like I was constantly living in the stress response system. Like I was being activated, and I was not having access to my cortex, reacting purely out of instincts. What I realized when I took a 2-week break, which is why I wasn't producing any videos, I went back home to California, stayed with family, visited with friends, really got grounded, centered, back to my old self. And that's kind of how I realized, wow, I really was caught in that stress response system, even though I thought I wasn't. And what I've been doing, living here in Israel for the past 2 years, it's a very different culture than back in California. And here it's very fast-paced and, high energy and aggressive. And the Bay Area, where I'm from, is not like that at all. It's a lot more calmer. It's a lot more slower paced. And that's something that really resonates with me and is true for me, and something that I need to be my best self. So I have to find ways to make sure I cultivate that while living in Israel, not losing my sense of who I am because I'm surrounded by people who do things a little different. One kind of example that most of my friends who are from America talk about is like customer service. You call up and the person, I mean, and we all know that, you know, they're not generally, they're not, like it's fake nice, like, hi, how you doing, how's it going, you know, and they do the whole small talk thing. And I'm someone who typically doesn't like small talk, but coming into Israel where you can walk into a store and the person behind the counter might be on the phone, or, you know, you're in line and somebody comes in and they just kind of cut you, and so the person doesn't even acknowledge that you were the person behind the counter, doesn't even acknowledge that you were there first, and starts helping somebody else. So you have to like be very aggressive and be like, hey, no, you know, talk to me over here. Or if they're in a bad mood, I don't, you know, for most work, you know, most jobs, like you leave your crap at home. You know, when you come into work, you kind of have to put on the happy face and be productive. And here it's like if people are in a bad mood, they'll let you know they're in a bad mood. They won't smile, they're grumpy. And knowing what I know about the brain and kind of mirror neurons, I can see how that kind of attitude started to play with my own, in that my mirror neurons met with their mirror neurons and was like, oh, okay, I gotta be aggressive. I'm not gonna be smiling, I'm gonna be grumpy, because that's all I was around. And so being able to kind of take a step back and realize just because somebody else is grumpy doesn't mean I have to be grumpy. So yes, I still say hello, please, thank you, even though nobody else does. And something that I've noticed is like, the more I do it, the more people start to do it back to me. So again, it's our mirror neurons matching up. So unfortunately, one of us just has to be the one initiated. So that little small rant I went on was just to say that we're all guilty of kind of falling back into old behavior patterns when we get stressed out. And moving, even doing something to better yourself, can still feel like a lot of stress and a lot of pressure, and can activate those same stress response systems that make you freeze, flee, or what did I forget? Fight. I did it out of order, so I forgot. And when that kind of kicks in, you don't have access to that top part. And so you start to fall back easily into old patterns because that's what you know, and that's what's comfortable for you, and that's what makes you feel safe. So in honor of myself trying to stay on top of my own goals for the new year, and wanting to support you with setting up your own goals and supporting you on your journey to complete your goals for the new year's, research says it can take about 21 to 31 days for a new habit to kind of become more ingrained, and for behaviors to stick and last longer. Because I'm going to be doing a video every day on a specific topic related to trauma, and maybe trauma and sexual abuse as it relates to substance abuse, or trauma and relationships. I don't know. I have a whole list of things. It's all written out. It's on a calendar. I'm going to do it. And I just hope that by doing something new every day, where I'm talking about different topics and giving you some education, that I'm also helping you learn new skills, and where you can also look at your own behaviors, catch yourself when you are starting to kind of fall back into old patterns that are not working for you, and live your best life, because that's all I want for all of us. It's just to find happiness and peace and freedom, whatever that means for you. So that's what we're going to be doing for the next 31 days. I don't know why I said we. That's what we're going to be doing for the next 31 days. I'm going to be doing a video every single day. So if you want to stay on top of all things trauma, mental health related on my channel, hit that subscribe button, click the little bell so that you get notified every time I upload a video. And of course, I want to hear from you. So here's my question. What is your New Year's resolution, or something you want to be working on in 2019 to be the best version of yourself? Comment down below, share with me. I read all the comments, I will reply. So don't forget, sharing is caring, and I will see you guys tomorrow.